Welcome to the Aftermarket. American Dream Trading. You have entered the Aftermarket. AmericanDreamTrading.com. Welcome. You are now in the Aftermarket.
Welcome to America. Oh, I'm still jamming. Nick, yeah. Clubbing it. Clubbing it. My initials actually are DJ. Okay, so welcome to American Dream Trading's The Aftermarket Live Chat and Watch Party. I am your host, Dawn, aka J&J Video Reacts. And this is a stream that has been created for you, traders, to just kind of chill in the aftermarket. So we came up with some fabulous ideas. I should say Palm came up with some fabulous ideas. These are ideas that I've had before, but still have to put them together. Maria, I'm going to take you up on that. Maybe at some point we can probably try to, hook up this weekend or something and maybe get together with some of those questions. I know you were working with Bruno on that. So, yeah, let's do it. Let's go ahead and do it because I really liked what I heard this afternoon. Aftermarket is going to reimagine itself next week. We're going to do some really fun things. Hopefully we can do a March Madness type of deal where we have some games and prizes that we can do starting next week. So I'm looking forward to kind of throwing that together this weekend. And yeah, sounds like a fun idea, and it's a good way to reimagine the aftermarket. It'll spruce up the show. It'll be fun. So yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm excited. Tonight, I did want to do some type of Q&A. I've got a couple of questions up here that I just want to put down to the chat, and anybody who comes up on the panel, uh, to answer the questions from your own experiences, because they are basically based on how you trade and what your reactions are in certain trading scenarios. So kick back. Don't forget to subscribe and share the video. That helps the algorithm. And above all, make sure you're smashing that like button. We are trying to get Coach to 15,000 subscribers. And so far in that endeavor, we're at 13,669. Only got 1331 to go. So we are getting there, gang. We are getting there. So, hey, one at a time, right? One at a time. So while people are coming in here, just want to give you a couple of housekeeping rules. Make sure you're smashing the like button. The link to AmericanDreamTrading.com is in the chat down there. If you want to join our free Discord, you don't have to pay one single dime to join our free Discord and interact with the moderators, the members, Coach himself. Now, Coach started American Dream Trading about 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago. And since then, he has become one of the top stock market and education program lives that is out there. Educational, period. The way Coach teaches is like no other, because he has a live Zoom call where we can interact with him as he trains us. So he actually trains us to learn to get in trades, get out of trades, navigate trades through support and resistance, and basically how to trade properly, right? And we follow his rules, like don't lose more than 1 to 3% of your account. Make sure you're using your stops, right? Make sure you're using small position sizes until you are ready to scale up. If you're brand new, don't even think about options. You should be in stocks first. Learn the basics of buying and selling a single share of stock, all right? So there are all rules that we follow because we want to be successful at this game. 95% of people who attempt to trade do not succeed at it. And one of the reasons Coach has a high success ratio is because of his simple strategies, and we reinforce it. He's got 20 of us that are moderators that reinforce it when he is not in the room. So, we keep each other in line. We keep each other in check. All the members help each other. Everybody, people who aren't moderators are helping people. So this is a community of traders that is more like a family, and we help each other succeed. And the cool thing is Coach has created over 11 millionaires, and half of them had no idea how to trade anything. They had never traded before in their lives. He's retired hundreds of people. So I'm telling you, if you're looking for a place to learn how to trade, this is it. This is it. Also, there is a stream link down there so that you can come up here and join the panel and answer some of the questions that we have for you tonight, and just have some fun. Just try to kick back. Also, this is a place where you can just kind of let your hair down and just talk about anything you want. Doesn't necessarily have to be related to stock, even though it's probably going to end up back there because we always like to talk shop. And also the tip jar is down there if you want to tip the host. It is much appreciated. It's not mandatory, but it is appreciated. So without further ado, let me say hello to you. What's up? I saw you down there, Maria. What's up, baby girl? We got Maria. We got Nick A down there. We've got Bucko down there. We've got Pebbles down there. What's happening, you four? Euphoric. So we're not gonna take up too much time tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and put the first question up there. All right. So, what indicators do you rely on the most? If you guys had to say, what is your favorite indicator, or what indicator do you rely on the most? Me personally, I like the 9 because it actually gives me the first indication of what direction the stock is going. So, what do you guys think? You guys that are down there in the chat. What's up, Jeffrey? Tell me what indicators you guys use the most down there in the chat, or if you want to come up here on the panel and give me an answer, that is awesome too. Okay, so Eminem said VWAP, then the 9. Okay, so VWAP, why VWAP? That is an indicator that I love as well. For those of you who don't know, VWAP is the volume weighted average price, which is basically what a stock normally trades at. And if it's above that price, then usually, the stock is most likely in the upward momentum. If it falls below that, the VWAP may end up changing to a lower realm. Pebbles said he likes the 9 indicator. Hey JP, what's up, brother? How you doing? What's up? JP, out of all the indicators, which one is your favorite? If you had to pick one or two that you use the most, which one do you use the most? I've seen VWAP, I've seen the 9. Leonard Jones, what's up? Good afternoon, brother. Hey, Joe Pink, what's happening? The question on the table right now, is which indicator, put it down there in the chat, or you are more than welcome to come up here on the panel and answer the questions live. What indicator do you use the most and why? So we got Leonard Jones down there says his favorite is the 9, the 21, and VWAP. Okay, why is that? Why is the 9 and the 21 and VWAP your favorite? What do they do for you that causes you to use them the most, or why do you like them the most? I said the 9 as well because it leads you. It leads you where to go. It tells you, it gives you an indication of where the stock is going. Joe Pink, JP, what indicators do you guys use the most? Bucko, what's your favorite indicator? What's up?
Hey, how's the sound?
It sounds good.
I'm actually in my house. Isn't that crazy? Not my garage.
Hey, Palm, what's going on? It sounds better, Maria.
Ooh.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
It sounds good. I'm tripping out because Maria's mic doesn't have any feedback. You go, girl.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah. So the first question that I put out there is, what is your favorite indicator? Which ones do you use the most? Maria already answered VWAP and the 9, right?
So the reason I said VWAP was because you have to know where the candles are in relation to VWAP, no matter of the 9. Because if it's trading around VWAP, you don't want it. You don't want to play with that, right?
So VWAP as opposed to the 9 because of that.
But then the 9, yeah.
Okay.
That's
That's fair. So if so say the 9 flies to the upside, right? And it goes above the 21 and it goes above the 55, but it's still under VWAP. And the candles are above the 9 and they're in a steady uptrend. What would you do?
Wait, the 9 is still below VWAP? What'd you say?
Everything's still below VWAP, but it's in the perfect setup order other than the
Well, you
fact
could play it to VWAP, but then that's your out. But that's why VWAP is important to know. I'm talking about when it's like channeling right around VWAP, you know? But is what I meant, is why it's important. But yeah,
I gotcha.
I feel you on the, you can play from the bottom up, but VWAP is still super important.
It is I would venture to say VWAP is probably the most important indicator. Paul, would you agree with that or no?
Out of all EMAs and stuff, yeah.
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 Because that's the main price, right? That it should be trading at. And if it's above that, chances are your stock's gonna go to the upside. And if it's below that, it's gonna go to the downside.
That's kind of like the foundation, right? And then the rest is like the sticks in the windows, right, on the house. So
yeah,
VWAP is kind of your concrete.
The layers of the cake. Yeah.
Yep.
Or the sprinkles on the cookie.
Not the sprinkles on the cookie, Smoto. Where's Smoto at? Dude, I think Eric might have converted. Is he even still doing stocks or is he in futures? Mark threatened us. He said we weren't ever going to see you again, Paul. He's claimed you, dude.
Yeah, I popped in there the other night when he did his evening show, and I went over there with a paper account and played around with those guys for a little bit. So that was fun.
What platform were you using, Palm?
I just did the paper on Webull because I didn't have a futures account. I opened up a small futures account and then played around with the paper trades and stuff. So it's interesting. I don't know if it's enough to have me jump out and run over there, but
you can't leave.
I don't know that I would like leave, but I don't know. I really like what goes on during the day. So
yeah.
The only thing that's a little bit interesting, if there's a big shift, in after hours, then you could jump over and do something with that, because you can do, from what I understand, you can do like, the number of, I don't know if you call it, I don't know what the verbiage is. I really don't know that much about it yet.
It is contracts.
Is it contracts? So yeah, you can actually run contracts after hours. So I bought oil futures to the downside and bought them back to the upside. And then I also bought ES Main with that a little bit, but the lag was so bad that I just couldn't necessarily keep up because I wasn't using a live account. I was using the paper account.
So try Tradeovate. They have a really good paper, and you don't have to fund it at all. And their paper is it's live, like real time.
Tradeovate.
You got a Tradeovate account?
No, not yet, but I can get one.
And that's what Mark is switching to. And I watched a lot of videos and did a lot of homework on it last weekend, and I really like it.
Is it desktop or can you do it on mobile?
They have a mobile app for your phone, but not an app for your computer. So I'm sorry. Apparently I'm not busy. I have to go tend to my 5-year-old.
Nice.
Wow.
This app must have updated or something like that, because now I lost my avatar and stuff.
That'll happen. I'm going through craziness with my computer because I did a software update. So I lost some things when I did that, but I'll find them. I will find them. Gilly, birthday shout out in the membership lounge. Who, Gilly?
I was gonna ask you if you found your Chrome. I meant to ask you this morning.
No, I still haven't found it. So I don't know what's
You
going
can't
on with
do
that.
things through Safari. It has to be
I
Chrome.
am. That's what we're through now. Yep.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just so used to Chrome, and I can't figure out how to get the audio on
Right.
Safari when I share a
Oh,
video.
okay.
So I can share a video, but
All
I
that's over
haven't
my
figured
head.
out where the audio sharing is.
Oh,
Yet, so.
it is Pork Belly's birthday.
All right. So, Daddy. Oh man. Happy birthday to Pork Belly. Happy birthday to Pork Belly. Happy birthday to Pork Belly. Happy birthday to you. Are you going to bring him on? What's happening? Joe Pink said, I'm on time out. I can't say it. I can't say it in the Discord. Taking a break, huh, Joe? That's always best if you're kind of, on the half. Mustang Chris, get up here, buddy. He said, I found a special second Weeble app just for tablets. Really? And it's pretty. He said it's pretty nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, he always loves it. Bring him up.
What's a second Weeble app?
I know, right? Like, do they have another app specifically for tablets?
I don't know. I'm going to go look now. I wonder if it's something that somebody else set up and then it just ties to it or something.
I keep sliding over to eat my baked potato because I don't want to eat on camera. But Dawn, I think that moringa is filling because I haven't eaten all day. Nor have I wanted to. I haven't even thought about food. And then I was like, okay, it's late. I should eat.
It is kind of an appetite suppressant. It does have that in there. Because you remember, it's providing your body with a lot of minerals and nutrients that normally we probably get from food. So it's good when you're fasting.
Yeah, so now I'm like, I'm going to slide over here and eat. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I've been fasting throughout the day. Lately, the past couple of days, I haven't been able to do it, but I've been eating nothing but fruit. But today, I had to kind of go off screen for a second and just keep... I ordered some organic popcorn, which was pretty good, by the way. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Food Line, but they have organic popcorn, Nature's Promise popcorn. It's so good. And had a little bit stuck in my throat just now.
So, does that qualify as raw?
Huh? Well, I'm not totally raw. I'm high raw. I'm what's considered high raw. Most of what I eat is raw, yeah. But I'll throw some roasted almonds on my salad or eat a bowl of popcorn. Snack on a couple of sunflower seeds. That's what I mean. I don't eat a burger or eat anything cooked like that. You know what I mean? But I love it when I get on these kicks because it just adds energy and you feel good. You feel really good. So you are on moringa. Now all we got to do is get you off that meat and dairy.
I don't do much dairy. I mean, okay, eggs for sure. But that's for protein. And meat, you're going to have a hard time pulling me away from a steak.
I knew it.
You're going to have, I'm going to go
don't even
screaming.
front.
It's not chicken, it's not ground beef, but a steak, good luck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man. You hear her vegan knowledge? Shout out to Vegan Knowledge. Those books are really starting to fly off the shelf.
She's down here.
Yeah, I know.
She's
That's what I'm
listening
saying.
between calls.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I'm saying it. So
What's the moringa supposed to do?
Okay, so if you look up moringa on YouTube, it has got literally every mineral on the planet is in this thing. It's got 10 times the vitamin C of oranges, 10 times the calcium of milk. I mean, it's got everything.
It's like a
Vitamins.
superfood.
It is a in fact, Superfood RX is the
And
company
it
that
tastes super nasty, Palm.
tastes like
Super,
grass, Palm. It tastes literally like
super
liquid grass
nasty.
that you put in
Okay.
water.
I
I
did.
mean,
Crazy.
I did better today with it. I think so.
you get
Yesterday,
used to it.
I put it in like hot water.
Mm-hmm.
No, cold is
Yeah,
better.
I'm like,
Colder,
dude,
better.
stop making it difficult. Did you say you drink bottled water or no?
No, we buy the gallon.
Oh, that's
jug.
right. That's
We
right.
don't like to waste plastic in our house. We're plastic friendly.
So what I do, Palm, is I take one of these and I put 2 teaspoons. Can you see it?
No, you're kind of fading
Okay,
out.
just like a regular bottled water, right?
Oh, just hold it back about as far as your head, and then I'll be able to see it. Oh, I don't know. I can't see nothing now. That's okay.
There it is,
It's just a 16-ounce bottle of water.
right there.
Oh, you dump it
Just
in
a
there?
regular 16-ounce bottle, 2 teaspoons, yes. And
okay.
I let it sit for about 2 minutes. You don't want to let it sit much longer than that, because it'll get real fishy, like tasting. And
Ew.
it tastes like liquid grass, basically.
Darn.
But it's an acquired taste, man. You got to get used to it. But check this out. Here's the whole point, Palm.
Darn.
I've been
put 2
drinking it.
tablespoons.
No wonder. Oh my God.
It just floats on the top. Doesn't even mix.
Oh, no wonder.
No wonder that shit tastes nasty. I'm sorry. Potty mouth.
I tried it yesterday.
I'm sorry. Whatever. Dude. Okay. Now go read your text from earlier today, and you really gonna understand. I got
now
you.
I'm starting to see. No wonder. I'm like, why are you saying it's caking up and all that? I never experienced that. Okay, yeah. Switch it to teaspoons, and you won't feel. No wonder. Wow. Yeah.
So what does it do? I mean, what's like the noticeable?
Okay, so here's the thing. I've been drinking it since 2017, right? I have not been sick.
Huh.
Not a cold, not a sniffle. I've been around people with Rona, not hanging out, but they were in our house, and then we found out a couple days later that they had it, and which means they had it while they were there. They came down with all the major stuff, and I have not been sick in almost 10 years. It's
okay.
It's freaky. But I've been telling everybody there's proof, because you've been in here with me. Have you ever heard me be sick ever?
No.
Yeah, and I've been in here 2 years. So that's 2 of them right there that you guys have seen, that where I've not been sick and I've been here every day.
So for me, it was the iron and the anti-inflammatory and the calcium and the vitamin C and all. Yeah, but the iron is huge because I'm always anemic. Like, I mean, I just stay that way. But and so I always have to eat steak, okay, or broccoli or spinach or kale, all the same. Anyway,
okay. Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. At least I know where iron comes from.
So yeah, this is. So what I did was I put a link in the Zoom chat, and I think a couple people picked it up. I know Richard picked it up. He's been drinking it. But I get it off Amazon. It's like $10 for like a bag of it that lasts like a month.
Okay.
So
I think mine's gonna last a lot longer than that.
But yeah. Well, when you drink it every day, I mean, it lasts about, and you got 2 of us drinking it every day, so that's why we go through a bag a month.
So sprinkling on a cheeseburger and washing it down with bourbon is probably not the best thing to do.
Probably not. You could do that.
They have recipes. They have recipes. You probably could. Just don't do the tablespoon thing. I don't think that would work out.
That would not taste good.
It's fine, like talcum powder. That's how fine this powder is. So yeah, you can sprinkle it in a drink. You can sprinkle it in smoothie, salad, soup, whatever. Me, I just dissolve it in water and just drink the shit and get it over with.
Chug it.
I just chug it. But yeah, profound effects. But there was a doctor way back in the day that we think he died, but Yeah, he was curing people with this stuff. So
I
yeah,
did see a
so I
cancer
saw a
benefit.
YouTube video about it, and he was pretty prominent doctor. And I don't know, maybe you've heard of him. His name began with an S, and yeah, I heard him mention this powder, this plant, right? And it grows a lot in Florida. Palm. Oh my God, people grow moringa trees around Florida, like a lot. Um, Look at that. They grow more, and you can apparently use the seeds, the bark, the branches, the leaves themselves. You can eat them. So I just get it, and it's in a fine ground powder.
Interesting.
But yeah, I looked it up on YouTube first just to see what all the hoopla was about, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, it's got all that. Let's give it a shot. So you're back. Who else just came up here? Oh, Pebbles. So, Palm, I love your ideas. I want to hook up with you, Maria, because I know you are the question queen.
I think that
right?
you, Palm, and I should have a Zoom, and Ange,
I like
possibly,
that idea.
and
Palm, you
collaborate.
down with that?
He's making another bourbon.
What's
Is he
that?
looking up moringa?
There
Are
he
you
is.
down with us getting on a Zoom call, me, you, Maria, and like maybe Ange, and
Sure.
chopping it up what we talked about, and
Sure.
maybe, yeah, I think that'd be awesome.
As long as it's not during the trading day.
Yeah,
No,
the
hell
reason
no.
I say that on is because I feel like we have all these ideas, but then it ends up on your plate. And so if we all meet, we can divide and conquer. You know what I mean?
And maybe it gets so much where I might feel a little bit overwhelmed, and it never happens. So
Right,
yeah, that would be
because your
perfect.
plate
That would be
is
perfect.
already full with all of your responsibilities. Like, so it doesn't need to be all in your hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. But yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. So I don't know, maybe one day this weekend we can get together for like an hour or something, just an hour, or not even an hour, however long it takes us to just chop up some ideas and just start getting this thing created. Because we could literally do something different each day of the week, along those lines.
I was thinking we keep it simple. Start with the one we were talking about.
Yeah.
Get that one going, and then just maybe add some more over time. I don't think we need to get into some massive production. So I think if you can come up with
I like massive productions.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just saying that initially.
No, it's just developing the content.
Right.
We'll do a little beta test. Come up with a bunch of questions, score the stuff, have a little fun with it, round out some rough edges, and then figure out how to make it a little better. So I don't want to turn this into like a part-time job or nothing.
Right. It already is.
It already is.
Anyway, back to
the indicators.
Yes. What do you think, Pebbles? What's your favorite indicator?
I like the candle and some space underneath it, and then the 9. And I like trading going up. Going down is just a disaster for me, and
so the 9 is your favorite indicator.
I haven't been able to short successfully yet.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the other thing I had today, I was $8 up on one stock, and I thought, should I take? I only had 10 shares. What the heck? I thought, well, should I take all 10, or should I just take 8 and let the others ride? By the time I figured it out, I had lost $4. So I just flattened it, which is not good, but so much indecision on my part. I think I'm just going to take it and forget the flattening until I can do something consistently.
So you're saying you're uncomfortable with shedding your way out?
Well, I lost $4 off a real trade. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
I I would have just taken the whole damn thing, I would have been a lot happier. But
Practice makes perfect, though, right?
I know, so
So
I'm
the
not. I'm
more you
not.
do it,
I'm just. Well, I listened to. Actually, you sent me a um, something that came through my email. You liked me or something like that. So I listened to Coach, and I was listening to David, and on how he started trading, and when he started small, and
wait a minute, hold on. Did you say I sent you something through your email?
yeah, you did. Well,
No, I
not
didn't.
you, but if I get so
Okay.
I get I get all sorts of stuff, and I from from ADT, and
Oh,
anyway,
okay. Okay. Okay.
um,
I'm just trying to,
yeah,
be wary of
it wasn't that.
scammers and stuff like
No,
that.
yeah,
Okay.
no. But he said that he took all of it um, when he first started out, and when he got better at it, then he started shedding. So
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
just going to do.
yeah, that definitely is. I like both. You know what I mean? I tend to do both. It just depends on what's happening in the trade. And a lot of times I've been playing meta here lately, so I've been getting one contract because it's expensive. So I haven't really been shedding. I've just been staying in and watching the indicators and using that to get out. But shedding to me is a awesome way to make money. I remember one of the first times I did it. And the thing is, as long as that first, shed, that first peel off is 50% of your trade at least, you have a good chance of like taking away not only what you paid to get in the trade, but a little bit of profit on top of it. And then you have a free trade from there. That's how that's supposed to work anyway. And that way, if it continues in your direction, you got runners. If it doesn't, you're not losing as much, you know.
Yeah. Well,
But
anyway, it was a green day today.
good. Yay. Ultimately, that's what we wanted to get to, right?
This is true.
So that works. That
Yeah, so I
works.
did the dumb thing that Coach talks about where I was red in a trade. I was never green, by the way. Like it started red, and so I'm freaking out, right? Because I don't want to be red. And then
Right.
it went green, and I'm like, I'm out. And then y'all, it blossomed into the trade I thought it was going to be from when I got in. But because I saw red initially, I was just happy to see green and like took my profit. And while it was profitable, I could have, you know, I should have set a stop at my profit is what I should have done. And now,
Yeah.
and thinking back, but when you're red immediately, like I don't know, my
It
brain
messes with your head.
personally is just like, oh my god, I gotta get green, I gotta get green, and so I didn't make good decisions. I mean, I made green decisions, like I got green, but
Hmm.
I didn't take. I don't know. How do you deal with that, Palm, when you get into a trade and you're immediately red?
A lot of them go red right away, especially if you're working on the channel. I mean, sometimes there's a little bit of an overrun on the channel. Then you got to decide how much you let it penetrate into the next channel before you get out and stuff. So usually it's just I expect it. So even if I'm by, like if something's worked out, maybe I missed the first part of the run or something, and I buy the pullback to the 9, those usually don't stay red for too long, especially if I'm early in it. But sometimes you buy at the 9 and then it starts it starts crushing its way back to the 21. It's like you know.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna happen from time to time. Probably the biggest thing is you just have to know anytime you enter how far you're gonna let it go before how much red you're gonna let it go before you just tap out and wait for a better setup. And that's why I tell people it's like stocks. The best way to deal with it is to trade one stock on a regular basis, so that because stocks have personalities, right?
Yes, they do.
So when you start to learn how they act and how those stocks are traded, you can start fine tuning your entries a little bit more. But hey, I definitely get stopped out several times in a day, and It's just part of it. You know, some of those, like we were looking at like some double bottoms today that broke. You know, Tesla, or was it Spy or Tesla? I forget which one it was, but it looked like it should be like prime double bottom setup, and then it just came down and broke that double bottom, and then just kind of laid there and just kept sliding down. But you just have to be ready to know when you're going to get out.
Right. So this was Apple, which I do trade regularly at
Yeah.
10:01 a.m. And it had the big wick from the bottom. It was a doji looking back, and then it did retrace. So, and that's when I got in somewhere in there. I don't know the exact time. I wish they gave us seconds on these candles so that we could like really precisely narrow it down. But, and then it went red immediately after.
I can pull it up for you.
Okay, cool.
If you trade EWOs, every time, like the majority of the time, as soon as you get on that second green bar on the EWO, because it takes a leading candle and a confirming candle to set it up, almost the first thing it does every time is breathes back. So if a stock isn't like rocketing, you know, one direction or the other, I just plan on watching for that leading candle, the confirming candle, wait for the breathe back, and jump in on the breathe back. But sometimes that doesn't work, because sometimes it just goes, you know, 3, 4, 5 candles in a row, and then you miss the run.
Yeah.
So I'd say the majority of the time they go a little bit red as soon as I get in, because I'm trying to do it on it. I'm trying to do it on a lead.
10:01 on the 1 minute chart, and then if you look at the candle where I got in, it started on the shoulder, and that's where I got in. And I had the well, it wasn't the 2 minute EWI because it's a 1 minute chart. And then it pulled back, and I was like, oh no. And then it went green, and I got out, and then it went greener and greener and greener. But I got in later, and it was actually a much better setup. So, but yeah, if you look at that 10:01.
Like, yeah, that's like right here. I think that's there, right?
With the whole market starting off as red as it was, for Apple to be going against the broader market sentiment, I kind of figured that would be a short-lived rally.
Yeah, I actually got burned by Apple. I got in a little bit later. I think I got here. I got in here, but the mistake I made was I've got a ton of contracts out of the money, and I went back to something that I said I wasn't going to do, and then this kind of screwed me up a little bit. I only just took like a couple of candles here, and then I got out of it because I had so many contracts and I didn't want to keep losing by that amount. So instead of waiting for the setup to happen on Meta, which is what I had been doing, I decided to try Apple because of I saw all of this happening. And yeah, then Meta surprised me and said, aha, you should have been patient and waited for me to show you the trade today. So I will never, ever, ever do that again. I'm married to Meta, and today it like spanked me around and showed me why. But when did you get out? You still there?
Me, I got out at I think I got out at 10:09, which wasn't a terrible profit. It was just like, but then it started the consolidation pattern, and then it of course jumped up. But then I got back in at 10:37.
What's that up here? Yep, 10:37 right there. So right here. Which makes sense because you're literally right after it crossed the 9. It's above the 9 already. So that was a good entry right there.
I'm telling you, I do okay with my entries, except for that first one. And I'm telling you, if I start the day off with a bad entry, I'm like so skeptical and apprehensive about everything I do going forward. It's just not a good way to start, but it happens, you know, because turns out we're human.
Yes. It turns out we're human. You're kidding. Nuh-uh, are we?
Well, and we have no control over the stock market. We can only control us. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, okay, that wasn't my fault. It wasn't, it was just a reset moment. So I just have to start looking at it like that instead of feeling inept in some way due to, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Dude, this was 11:41 when this happened. That's why. It was like, I gotta really I just gotta make my life a lot easier and just, Palm literally said it 10 minutes ago. Stick with the one stock. Because I'm really, really like into Meta right now. So I'm like, why did I jump around? Why did I not just sit on my hands through all of this? That way I would have been sitting there watching the screen when this happened. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? But here's the type of stuff that Meta does. It at some point gives you a very nice setup at some point throughout the day. It always does this. It can be to the upside, it can be to the downside. Lately, it's been to the downside. But man, this stock really, when it does this, oh my God, payday. Payday. See, just like yesterday, right? Chop, and then look what it did. Went to the upside. Day before that, downside, then upside. It gives you like major moves, dude. Can you tell I'm a Meta fan?
Yeah, so I'm also an IWM fan, but I will say IWM and SPY have been pretty much deadlocked. I loved your analogy today, Palm, by the way, in the mentorship when you're like, everybody's over at the picnic table having dinner or having lunch and you're still on the swings. But she does catch up, But since I've noticed such a comparison lately, they used to kind of be inverse. Like if the money was in the mags, then it was shifting to the small caps. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But anyway, seems to be more in step right now. So I switched over to SPY, and that heifer, whew, I don't know. But I really appreciate all of your guidance, Palm. It helps a lot.
Yeah, Palm, that was a really good mentorship class today.
I'm glad it helped.
Yeah, this was a nice run in IWM here. It was real nice here. Nice steady. This run up was a little bit choppy, but it still went to the. If you had gotten in early down here, you'd have been golden.
Yeah, I sold on that early. I got in to the upside. I'm not sure what time. But I got out of that early as well. And then I got into the downside and got out of that early too. But I had to go to work, so that's different. Like I had to go check on a house, so that was for a reason.
Let's see. Pick a stock to let's do a replay real quick before we go. I want to see if we can see a setup in it. How about something we don't play? I don't play. Do you play Google at all?
I used to. I love Google actually. Sometimes she's just flat. Like you can't play her all the time. You know what I mean? It's kind of like Apple. There's just not much there. But then sometimes there's a lot there.
Let's do Palms, boy. Let's do SPY. And just because I have not played SPY in like forever. Pick like a random day. What's today? Today is Thursday. Let's go to I don't know, maybe last Friday. Now let's go to Monday. And let's choose 9:30. when the market opens. Maybe do a couple minutes before. All right, so let's go with like 9:29.
Ralph says, y'all want to see something? Go look at Euro futures 6E. Look at the past few days.
No, we're not looking at euros. We don't trade futures. We wouldn't even know what we were looking at. But we will one day, Ralph. We
A
will
chart
one
is
day,
a
brother.
chart. But yes, I feel you.
All right, let's hit play. I mean, yeah, I get that, but
I feel you. You're good.
have you dipped over in futures yet, Maria?
I've been paper trading it on Trade-A-Bait.
Oh, right, you did say that. Damn, I need
I
some.
know.
paper grids.
You
just
listen
sent
so
them to me.
well.
So, ooh, damn. Okay, so right here, look at this setup happening. So I'm waiting for the setup that we always talk about when the 9 and everything separates and goes over VWAP. I'm not going to trade that until I see that. Is it happening now?
Yes. See.
Yeah, looks
Well,
like
it already
is.
happened.
Alright, we got to pull back. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and let's go to the downside. And put a stop right here at the top of this candle. God damn! Did you see that? Almost as soon as I put the stop in, I got stopped out, dude. Did you guys see that in the chat? Alright, let's go for it again.
Yeah, Chris is dying laughing at you.
That was crazy, Chris. Alright, there we go. There we go. Nice. Let's get it.
Are you looking at the 1 minute?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Just got stopped out. I'll take it. Damn, look at that candle. I'm gonna stay in there. Do like 3 more.
Okay, so Palm, is that your out right there where there's a candle in the 9?
No.
Okay. You would have been already out, right?
Most likely, and then I probably would have picked it back up on the 9. I don't ride all those swings. As soon as I get a solid movement and I can tell that the candle's dying, I can tell that series is dying out, then I'll just sell the gamma on it, and then I'll pick it back up on the 9.
That's where I'm messing up. I'm not selling the gamma. And like today on Apple, I never got the same price again. Like it never went as high as it was during that gamma push, and I've got to get better about that.
Well, there's a difference. I mean, are you trying to scalp, or are you trying to EWO trade? I mean,
I'm not really EWO trading. Some of my entries are similar, like I'm more trading off the 9. The government cheese setup. I've been more successful using that, honestly.
oh, off the L2.
No, it's one candle. So it's on the 1 minute chart. You have a candle coming off the 9, and the next candle starts on the shoulder, and that's your entry.
Okay.
But it's a red candle or a green, like depending on which way you're going. But yeah, so that's why I should really get good at this gamma thing, because it's not a long trade. Like Governor Cheese is probably in it for 3 candles,
Yeah, 5 to 7 they start getting tired, and then I just kind of watch how the candles are forming. But the other thing too is like I usually sit out the first 5 minutes of the day, and then by the time the candles start chopping around, then I'll do some like single candle scalps, because that's all we're getting is chop. And then if it starts, and if it's not making decent moves, then I'll just kind of wait. I'll just sit and wait for it to pick a little bit better direction. Otherwise, if it's in a channel, I'll just keep hammering the channel as long as that works. But there's nothing wrong with just sitting and watching for the first half hour, waiting for a better setup. Everybody's all eager to get in the first couple trades, and the first couple trades of the day are usually not the best ones. I mean, occasionally you get one where it just pops and runs, but that usually doesn't happen with SPY. That's more like Apple or some of the other ones. But SPY usually just chops around and slices and dices people, pisses them off, makes them tentative, and then it starts doing its thing.
Doing to me.
Yeah. Because it's much nicer to watch, the 921 start open up in a given direction, and then just pick up one of the candles off the 9,
Yep.
or on just any sort of breathe back. I'd rather wait and see that it's starting to open up and go a given direction.
God damn. Yeah, this is eating my ass up.
But
Yeah,
me,
yesterday was ridiculous, Palm. Like,
yeah, chop
today
suey.
was much better.
Yesterday was tough. We didn't get the good moves until later on.
Yeah, I've got to work on my channel trading. I see it and I understand it, but I don't capitalize. I got to work on it. I need to start paper trading it.
That's choppy. That's not doing anything.
That's the great part
Don, we
about
can
just.
barely hear you.
I was just saying it's choppy. It's not doing anything.
That's the good thing about watching just one stock and getting to know its characteristics and some of the patterns that it goes through on a more regular basis. Because then, if there's some, it just you'll start to get familiar with what it does at different times of the day, and when it gets janky, how does it go, and then you'll know when to stay away, and you'll know when it starts behaving a little better. So. I really don't think SPY is the place for most people to be, though. I mean, I like it because it chops around and I can keep up with it. But I think a lot of people wind up losing money on it.
Coach was sick today with those trades he was doing in futures. The way he was just trading a candle at a time.
Yeah, I can definitely do that in the first part of the day too.
That is awesome.
I don't do it as much as the day progresses. Sometimes you just wind up, sitting in them for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And like like when one of the things, I don't know how many people were paying attention, but he had a trade that he got into because it was confirming in a given direction, but then it just sat there and chopped. It was going red, green, red, green, red, green. If you get something that does that more than twice, get the hell out on the green and then wait for it to pick a direction. Because sometimes if it consolidates too long, it can whip the other direction. You're better off, picking, trading something in a more defined direction.
I could have sworn I flattened that out.
That's the good thing about futures is you don't have the gamma, but it still could flip the other way easily.
Well, yeah, it's more direction. I'm not too worried about like time decay or nothing because I'm not in there but a hot second anyway. But
So what do you think about where we ended today, Tom?
Right smack in the middle. The market shifted to the downside, and we just, it started off 500 points down. It went to 400, then it went to 600, and then it went right back. So most of the shift happened in the aftermarket, and then it tested the upside a little bit, tested the downside a little bit, and wound up right back where it was. So most of the macro charts still show some additional correction. So at some point, you quite often will see like a big flush, and then a bounce, and quite often like corrections or big direction changes quite often happen. They at least start to try to signal it with a big flush. So we're down a pretty good distance, but there's nothing showing any sort of bounce yet. And usually what'll happen is you'll get a big move to the downside, and everybody's like, oh my God, the market's down so much and now it's going to hell. And people are fearful. And then when they see the market doing that, then a lot of people will just get out because after being down so much, it's so scary. A lot of people dump permanent positions and stuff. And then that's usually about the point they like to turn it around.
Is that a double bottom?
Yeah, I'm waiting on 566.
My concern is that we've waited so long for a correction that it could be a pretty good one,
But it did bounce off the 200 on the 1 day today.
Yeah, I did see that in like SPY, on the 1 year chart. But like dollar wise and percentage wise, it hasn't pulled far enough. So it'll be interesting. It could turn around anywhere, but it'll be interesting to see. I just think that because it got the cycles change with inflation. Because we were in an inflationary pattern for so long, and I think the market overran, so I think the correction has to be bigger. But that's just speculation. I don't know if it will or not.
I just got that trade. I'm gonna practice that. All right. We don't have to sit here and watch me trade. I think I am gonna practice though. You guys got anything else you want to add before we get out of here?
Nope.
Well, thanks for coming on, you guys. Thank you guys for being down there in the chat and letting me know what your favorite indicators were and how you use them. Pebbles, thank you for coming. Maria, as always, thank you. And yeah, I will end with Coach's rules as we normally do.
Y'all have a good night.
You too.
Good night, guys.
Good night. Have a fantastic night, everybody. Peace and blessings.
Please follow the rules. Nobody go rogue. Some of the rules that we have to and live and die by in here is do not lose more than 1 to 3% of your total account value in any given day. Make sure you have stop losses on each and every trade, regardless of shares and or options. Make sure you guys are practicing small base hits. Don't go for home runs. Allow the runners to run and stop out the losers. If you're a new trader, make sure you are paper trading using a simulated trading system such as Webull or some of the other ones that are out there. If you are an expert trader, please make sure you also are being careful the first 3 minutes and the last 8 to 9 minutes of the day Those are the absolute most volatile times in the entire market. Also, if you're a newer trader, please don't trade in the first 30 minutes or the last hour of the day. Those are the most dangerous times.